Welcome to another Quantum Traders video. In this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at Bitcoin after that most recent fall overnight, and we're going to do the analysis together so you can see exactly what I do every day and how I apply the indicators that I use. So the first thing we have to understand is which way is this market actually going? Are we trending or are we ranging? Well, the interesting thing is that if you mark the extremities of the recent swings on the H4 chart, you'll see that we're actually not really going anywhere. And although that fall on Friday was reasonably aggressive, what it actually did was not very much. And we still haven't broken out of this range. And although everyone's talking about Bitcoin halving, you can actually see from this chart that actually Bitcoin is ranging, and as long as it's ranging, then you know that you're going to be safe trading within that range, possibly at the extremities. Now we have that done, we know that Bitcoin is likely to trade inside of this range until it breaks out. So what I'm going to do now is put this on closing price only, and we're going to start looking for levels. So how do we mark levels? Well, what we look for is we look for the closing price to be almost identical and to have acted as support and then resistance, or turn from resistance into support. So let me show you how we would mark this. So we've got this level here, which was a low, and it was pretty good for that level there. So I'm going to mark these with a blue color. So this one is not important, but I just wanted to show you the technique that I'm using for actually doing this. So let me mark up the chart and then I'll show you it when I finish. So I'm going to explain why I mark these particular levels. So here we have a little peak, and then the market fell back and then it broke through it, tested it from the top rather, and then shot up. And here we came back to this level, we bounced off it, and then we broke through it. So this is likely to be what was a resistance level, turn support, now becomes a resistance level. So that's one area I'm looking at. We've got this area here, which is the bottom of that little swing, and then it was tested from the underside, so support became resistance. So that's another area. And then we have this area up here, and that was resistance. So those are pretty much the areas that I'm looking at on my 4-hour chart. And what I'm going to do here is just show you how to get a feel for how far you might expect a level to actually push a market up. So if I go back onto the line chart and we look at this level here, which was where the market bounced really quite strongly, and then it came all the way back down again before moving up a second time. So if we measure this move from here, from this low to the high here, we have a rough estimation of how much energy, how much power this level could create. And you can see it actually then suggests that this level would be the more likely level before we might see a decline and then a push up further. So my best guess scenario, and that's all it is at the moment, is a guess, is that we are likely to come up to this level here. We might get a bit of a reaction here, but we'll probably push through it and then bounce off it and then move up into here. So that would be my ideal level to look for a short trade. And if we look back in the past and we see how far did Bitcoin actually fall back after hitting that level, that was the amount it fell back. The reason though it shot up from here is to do with this wick here. And if I put a little box here, you'll see very clearly that the level ties up perfectly with the bottom of that wick. that is a perfect level for me. Why? There's two reasons. Firstly, we have a low, the market pushes up, then the black candle tells me that the big institutions are selling, and they're selling to do what? They're selling to buy, because this market then jumps really powerfully upwards, and when it retests it a second time, it takes off as well. So if we have anything like that at this level, and we actually don't, well, I can't see anything there on the 4-hour chart, but we might see something on the 1-hour chart. So let's have a look at the 1-hour chart. So this is the 1-hour chart, and exactly what I'm looking for actually does exist here. And if I put the arrow on, you'll see it too. So we've got this push candle here, and that was a turn up. Market makers pushed it back down again on that black candle, and then we shot up with that powerful bar. So if I was going to look for a level on the hourly chart, then it would be this level here, and you can see we've actually touched that level, not just once but twice. So that tells me pretty surely that there must be buying at that level. So that would be my buy level. So if we come up to here and Bitcoin just punches through there a little bit, maybe just takes that top by a wick, then I would expect us to come back down to this level before we move all the way up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the histogram indicator on, and I'm going to explain why I think that this was a significant low. So on Friday night, I could see that as we were approaching this level, I was getting a massive reading on the histogram. And if I mark that histogram level, I find it difficult to actually find a level which has that level of liquidity. So I know for sure, especially on Friday night, that that was a level that we should be respecting. So let's see if we can tie up that liquidity histogram with another level back on the chart. So using the histogram to actually guide my decision-making process, why do I think that we might go up from here? Well, if you look at the liquidity that was formed on Friday, you can see we had a very high level of liquidity, and the only time we had that level of liquidity or higher, we had quite a strong move. So when the liquidity hit this level, we got this turn here, and so all I would do is I would simply mark it from low to top, and that would be my projection for this move based on the liquidity that we're seeing. Now the other thing I would do is I would mark this top and see if it's associated with a level of liquidity that I can actually use. And you can see we've got this level of liquidity. So I would simply come across from here. Let's pick this line up and just push it across to here. And that is the sort of liquidity that I would be looking to actually see to suggest that a turn might take place. Now, even if we got a move that was similar to that one, we would expect it still to retrace and pull back and all the rest of it. So we've got our levels marked here, we've got our levels marked up here and here, and so now what we can do is we can look at the chart in more detail, and then we can put the indicator on, the profit map, to actually assist us in telling us which level of those two levels it's going to be for a turn. So now I've got the liquidity map as well as the histogram on the chart, and what I would ideally want to see is aqua candles like this forming here, or blue candles. Certainly fire brick red candles would also be good. These are orange, and according to the profit map, these are not as strong as an aqua candle would be. So it's simply a case of waiting for an aqua candle. And you can see here we had a dark blue candle and then a lovely tiny aqua candle. At this top we didn't actually get any aqua candles, but at this top we did. So if you want to pick really high probability turning points, simply wait for the aqua candles and they will tell you that the market has reached an area of liquidity which is significant. So don't just jump in because you think a level is going to work. Wait for the correct signal. So just for everyone's benefit, I decided to bring up the color map to tell you actually what the colors of the different candles actually mean. And you can see that when you've got a purple or a dark purple, you've got 80% liquidity. So 80% liquidity here, and then you get a dark blue, which is the same as almost the aqua, which is 100% liquidity. So in this example, you can see that if you were just taken the dark blue candles, aqua candles after the purple candles, you would have had a fantastic time trading. Here you had a purple candle, aqua, you would have known to go short. Here you had your purple candle down, your aqua candle, you would have known to close out your trade. Here you didn't get a signal, here you didn't get a signal, but here we've got a purple, we've got an aqua candle, you would have known to go short here, and there you would have known to get out of a trade. So let's now, once you've got that, and if anyone needs a copy of this, just get in contact with me. I'll just send you one by email. I suggest you print it out or put it on your computer in a place that you can find it. And when you look to trade, look for the colored candle to set up correctly, because it's really going to help you. So this is where we currently are on Bitcoin, and you can see at this top we had a dark red candle and a purple candle, high liquidity. So you would have looked to have shorted the market there, but at this level you can see we've got an orange, a yellow and an orange. So for me, that's not really a strong enough signal to go short. So I'm simply waiting for this market to push a little bit higher, and then I'll start to look for the correct colored candles, and then I'm going to put the arrow based indicator on the chart so that you can actually see what I'm exactly looking for. We just have to now be patient and wait. Now, for the purpose of this video, I want to explain very clearly exactly what I'm looking for. So what I've got on the chart at the moment is I've got the sniper algorithm sitting there, and you can see that it's suggesting that the trend is green, so we're still looking to be long, and there's no signal to go short. If I enlarge this chart a bit, you'll be able to see exactly what a short signal looks like. So what we've got is we've got the red candle, doesn't need to be as big as that. So we've got the red candle up here, high liquidity. If that was a purple candle and the next one is, then that's also confirming the high liquidity. And then we can see that the indicator has changed from green to orange, indicating that the market is actually turning. And at that point, we get a red dot. Now, the first sell arrow comes in here, so literally on the close of that candle, you would have entered a sell trade. Some people think that's a little bit too late, and I can understand what they mean. So what I would do is, when I came up to a significant level, I'll drop down a time frame, maybe from the hourly down to the 15-minute. You want at least a factor of about 4. So if you're looking at levels on an hourly chart, 4 times whatever, 4 times 15 gives you your hour, and so that's a perfectly acceptable time frame to look at. So we're going to pop down onto the 15-minute time frame, and you can see that the trend is still indicating upwards. So we don't have any purple candles, we don't have any aqua candles, so this is not a high probability trade. It might work, but thing is, what you really want to do in your trading is you want to increase your profitable trades. Don't worry about the ones that you didn't get or you missed. You want to keep your profitability high, and you want to keep your risk low. So an ideal sell signal would be something like this. We have a green trend like this, and then suddenly you get the orange come up, and then you get the red dot, and at that point you would have been looking to sell this market once, twice, three times. That's the amount that I like to sell, is 3 to 5 times, but only when I'm at a level. And the best trades to take are when the price is on the trend indicator. So here we didn't get a signal to go short. The only signal we got to go short was this one here, and you can see that the price is close to the trend indicator, and this is what I call a cherry picking trade. You're looking for the trades where the price is close to the trend indicator and you get an arrow to the downside. Now this didn't run very far because we're not at a major level. I think when we're at a major level, we will actually see a price movement back down. And you can see you've got all sorts of levels like this one here, where you've got the push candle, the small candles. So of course, on a 15-minute chart, this would be a lightly bounce level. So I draw that like that. So if I was trading that and I did get a signal to go short here, then I would want to trade down to that liquidity there, which is about 300 points to the downside. So if anyone's unsure, please, you've got the Discord server, contact me. You can send me an email at helpmetradenow@gmail.com, and I'm available on WhatsApp. If you want my WhatsApp number, just give me a message and I'll make sure that we get into contact, and I'll take you through this on a one-to-one basis. Well, thanks very much for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, it helps the channel, and I wish you all the best of luck. Well, this is a little update on this trade, and what I want to show you is just how well it worked. We had this level here, we had a fabric red candle, we had a dark red candle there, we got the change in trend, and the market went down to pretty much perfectly back into that level. Now I was suggesting that we might use the 15-minute chart for our entry, and the 15-minute chart actually gives you a very good entry method. It's a quarter of the hourly chart, so again that's an ideal time frame mix. And you can see as we came up into the resistance level, we got an orange line, we got a red dot, we got a red indicator. We could have gone, I don't like to go short too far away from the trend indicator, but that would have been a perfect place, that candle, that candle, that candle, to go short. And then of course the trade is confirmed by the red candle and the purple candle, and basically it was a case of just taking the 300 points from the market. So that's an example of how you use the indicators together, use the histogram, the profit map, and the sniper to actually give you the confirmation, if you like, that you should take the trade. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that, and as I said, any questions, do come back to me.